Hi everybody, this is Kiefer from DangerouslyHardcore.com with another episode of the Gender Wars. And today I wanted to talk about how women can get nice sculpted shoulders. There's usually, if you pick up any Muscle and Fitness Hers magazine, there's usually some crappy workout with like 100 different exercises, none of which ever work for anybody. And that's because they really steer people away from working the shoulders heavy. Heavy loads help to build the shoulders, and building the shoulders is what gives you nice sculpted shoulders. They accentuate a nice backless dress, your regular clothes. They just really fill out the female form, and they're absolutely beautiful in a bikini. So the first exercise that you should do is the push press, and it's modeled here. Now notice that when she goes to press, she actually starts at the feet and pushes through the knees as she presses. That's not to build momentum to do the weight. That's actually a central nervous system trick that forces the shoulders to fire more intensely than they normally would if you tried to stay stationary and not use that motion. The second exercise is the leaning cable side lateral. Now, one thing with side laterals that usually makes them somewhat ineffective is that you're starting with, at the bottom, there's really no resistance against your motion. And at the bottom is where you can start to really define and shape that diamond area that comes down the arm. So you need some resistance there, and the cable will provide that. You have resistance through the entire motion. So, and you'll notice also she's demonstrating these done behind the back. This forces greater emphasis on the medial head of the shoulder, and also prevents you from cheating and shifting emphasis to the front of the shoulder. And then finally, this is an exercise that I want to say I invented, but I'm sure somebody has done it before, but it's the half dumbbell upright row. And you'll notice the way this is executed, it's one arm at a time, and you're literally trying to elbow somebody in the face. That's the motion. The dumbbell doesn't have to go very high. All you're trying to do is activate the rear and medial delt. This again will round out the shoulder and give you that nice profile look of a full, sexy shoulder if you do these exercises. I recommend doing them in that order. That way you have the most stability when you're doing the push press, which is very important. And this will give you just great quality shoulders, even show quality shoulders, because these are the three exercises that I use with females that I train for the stage. All right, that's another tip from DangerouslyHardcore.com and another episode of the Gender Wars, and actually my last episode. So that is my last tip on kind of tweaking the female form and what men find attractive in women. So, well, real men anyway. All right. It's another Tubecast.